Tops and Bottoms, adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with the tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. "The children are so hungry, Father." "Hare, we must think of something," Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. "Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor, Hare, and I have an idea." Bear opened one eye and grunted. "We can be business partners," Hare said. "All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear, we're in this together." "I'll work and you sleep." "Huh?" said Bear. "So, what will it be, Bear?" asked Hare. "The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you, tops or bottoms." Let's see," Bear said with a yawn. "I'll take the top half, Hare." "Right, tops." Hare smiled. "It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops and I get the bottoms." Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Bear stared at his pile. "But Hare, all the best parts are in your half." "You chose the tops, Bear," Hare said. "Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms." Hare agreed. "It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms and I get the tops." Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. "Hare, you have cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled. "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms." There, in front of Bear's house, lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. They tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear, it's a done deal." By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare!" he hollered. "From now on, I plant my own crops and I takes the tops, bottoms, and middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with a profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. All right, second grade botanists, I hope you liked that story as much as I do. Now I want you to get a piece of paper, your watercolor paints, crayons, and a small glass of water. So first, make sure you have watercolors. Next, make sure you have your crayons. And finally, make sure you have water and a piece of paper. Today, you're going to have the opportunity to draw your own tops and bottoms garden. The first thing I'm going to draw is the bottom of a carrot. My garden has 2 carrots. Maybe yours has 3 or 4. Next, I'm going to add the bottom of a beet. Next, I'll draw the roots for my celery. Be sure to hit pause as you draw to make sure that you have time to draw what you want in your tops and bottoms garden. Now that I have my bottoms drawn, I'm going to draw the dirt layer on the top. Hit pause to draw your own dirt layer. Now that my dirt is complete, I'm going to go put the top of each vegetable back in. Then, using crayon, I'm going to add some detail to my vegetables. Now I'm going to add the tops to my carrots. Hit pause to add the tops to your carrots. Be sure to add lots of leaves. Next, I'm going to add the leaves to my beet. Hit pause to add the leaves to your beet. And finally, I'm going to add the top to my celery. Maybe you drew something different. Be sure to hit pause to make sure that you complete all the tops in your garden. Now, grab your watercolor paints. It's time to go back and add details. The first detail we're going to add is the dirt or the soil in our garden. Next, I'm going to add some black flecks into my soil. What makes this project so fun is adding watercolor over your crayon. Be sure to add orange watercolor into your carrot and purple if you colored a beet like I did. Next, I'm going to add green detail to my celery. And the last detail is to add blue to the sky. Hit pause at any time or go back and re-watch sections if you need to complete your tops and bottoms garden. Maybe you chose to grow lettuce or green beans or something different than I did. We can't wait to see your work.